Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to I Just Broke Stiltz's arm off while trying to pose it for today's video haunts. Well, in today's video we're going to be talking about the Spirit Halloween newspaper that was included in the Spirit Halloween PR box. Let's get into it. Okay, so just a couple of hours ago, GM Haunts released a video on the Spirit Halloween PR box, which I think is totally awesome that Spirit Halloween decided to release those this year. Well, included inside of this Spirit Halloween PR box was some shreds of paper which actually led to a newspaper that Spirit Halloween had created. And on this newspaper were what we think are clues that lead to new animatronics, and maybe even some new themes. So let's check them out. Pardon me if I am looking down a lot, that's where my second screen is, that is showing the newspaper articles and images. But without further ado, let's talk about it. Okay, so it reads on the very top, Spirit Subway Expansion, actually not Spirit, it just says Subway Expansion. Spirit Station Z to expand train service, which I think is pretty cool. And it says that the article is written by Rosie Red, which is one of the roaming antique dolls that Spirit Halloween released in... Oh, I'm setting myself up. It is pretty funny that they have a nod to Rosie Red in this article. I am going to skip over a bunch of stuff because of the fact that some of it is quite meaningless and just references to a couple different animatronics. Although I do want to talk about this one part, which I find hilarious. Spirit Halloween made an excerpt that said it was written by Twitching Banshee, and the excerpt isn't words, it's just screaming, which I think is pretty funny. Now I want to talk about the arts and entertainment. So there are a lot of clues and a lot of different things to unpack in the arts and entertainment area. So like I said, I'm going to skip through a bunch of this because it is very long and I am horrible at reading on camera. So it does talk about different props such as Shirley Stab and Bobby Strings, which I think is pretty cool. But then there is a reference to what I think and what I predict. Take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know. I do know that it's probably not going to be what I ended up anticipating it to be, but there's an animatronic name, or at least what we think is an animatronic name, titled Lucky Liz, who it says is a comedian and who is performing at the Horrors Casino on August 12th. Grab your tickets for this one. They're before they're gone August 12th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Ticket prices are $24.20. And that price of $24.20 is what I think would be the price of the animatronic Lucky Liz, which would be $242. But I don't know what Lucky Liz is going to be, but it does seem like a very, very cool prop. And I'm very excited to see what it looks like when it comes out. So let's get into the next, I guess, photo or picture on the newspaper, which is this very, very funny comic strip. It says Harbor Horror Strips, which I think is a pretty cool name, by Joe Paradise or something, which I think is a weird name. I don't think it leads to anything. I think it might be maybe a Spirit employee name, but that does not sound like a Spirit prop name. Unless it is. I mean, I have no clue. So this horror strip shows Gordo being chased down by a bunch of angry pumpkin spice latte women, girl, people, which I think is very funny. And the caption is Gorgo. Okay, so on this Spirit horror strip, it says, Gordo was not prepared for pumpkin spice season. And I laughed so hard at this because, first of all, I have dry humor. Second of all, this is just a pretty funny comic strip. So here we are on the next photo, and it shows a strip that talks about applying for jobs, and it talks about different, advertisers. For instance, 3 puppies for sale, Housebroken and 6 months old, asking $666 for the trio, which is obviously a reference to Cerberus, the three-headed hellhound that was sold at Spirit Halloween, and is also making a comeback for the 2024 season. And then it says under that, Clown Entertainer for 6-year-old birthday party. Event is outdoors. Please bring sunglasses, which is obviously a reference to Art the Clown, the other animatronic that is coming up for the 2024 season. Very excited to see him in person. Also, one thing I want to talk about, I haven't made a video on this, but in these Spirit Halloween diagram photos, Art the Clown is looking good. Like, he looks really cool, but I'm assuming that's a prototype. I hope that the prototype is shown at Flagship. Let's get back on track. So it says, mechanic needed for gas station day shift, chains, toolbox equipment, and protective suit will be provided upon hiring, which I think could either be a reference to a mechanic animatronic or be a reference to the gas station theme in 2014. I always have to take a minute to think about these things. And then it says, on the bottom, need some extra help? Post your ad in the Harbor Herald today. So on the lottery, it says, the following lottery numbers will be drawn over the past week. So it says Sunday, July 21st, 00002-4. I don't know what this means, but that does say 00024, so 2024. Monday, July 22nd, 000150. Wonder if that leads to something. Tuesday, July 23rd, 000167. Wednesday, July 24th, 000157. Thursday, July 25th, 000158. Friday, July 26th, 000160. Saturday, July 27th, 000263. And, man, that was a mouthful. I wonder if these are going to hint to new prop releases, or maybe old prop releases, such as Bobby Strings, and other props, maybe the Ringmaster being released on these dates. It's just a theory that I have. Could be anything. These dates are very close to today, so we'll see in about a week what comes out. Ignore the lighting change. I forgot to film a whole segment, which is going to take up probably another minute or two of your time, but oh no. So, this other part of the Harbor Herald talks about always reading the fine print, which I think is a very, very funny nod to what you should do if you have this box. Read the fine print. You know, read every single line, come up with ideas and conspiracies, maybe make your own video if you are a fellow haunter. You know, just voice your opinions, because, you know, they could end up becoming true. But at this end segment, it talks about always reading the fine print, because a man sold his soul to a demon because he didn't read the fine print, which I think is pretty cool and is... This is kind of a hot take. I think 100% going to be a prop for the 2024 or 2025 season. I'm leaning more towards a Christmas release for 2024, which would be very funny. A demon Christmas prop. Wouldn't be Christmas themed, which is kind of sad. That would be cool if we had a demon Santa or something. Maybe an Art the Clown Santa. That would be cool. That's another one of my predictions for next year. Just thought about that. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop boring you all and taking up your time, and I'm gonna let you go do your own thing, you know? Leave. Please, leave.